Hi everyone, the name is Eric Thor, and in today's video we're talking about why prayer is so beneficial for your health and for learning to surrender power to the universe, right? We're less and less religious these days, and so many people find themselves above the practice of meditation or prayer or spiritual exercises, forgetting that these exercises have a rational basis and serve an important function, and that every single person, religious or not, can benefit from learning to engage in the act of prayer. And so, what is prayer and why do we do it? Well, first of all, prayer is an expression of hope, and it's a way for us to develop a higher emotional intelligence. It helps us understand what it is that we want. It helps us cope with the fact that we have feelings and we have opinions and we have values that we are sometimes powerless to do anything about, right? And to some extent, what we all have to recognize is that we are small and limited human beings. We are singly one human being, right? We're just one person in this massive world with billions and billions of people, right? And so we're just one voice. And so we have to consider, what is the power of this voice and what can we do in times of hopelessness and powerlessness to empower ourselves, but also to achieve and to increase our emotional well-being and sense of power and control, right? And the surprising answer in prayer is that we develop our emotional intelligence by letting go of control and by giving over control to the universe or to the world, or simply by just recognizing that we have a wish. We have something we care about, something we hope for ourselves or for somebody else or for the world in general, right? It can be a hope about climate change, a hope about finding a partner, a hope about just having a little bit of a better tomorrow, right? Of nailing a job interview or whatever it is, right? And so with prayer, what we're doing is we're honoring and recognizing our own intentions, and we're allowing ourselves a moment of hope and respite. And what I want to encourage everyone to do in that sense is to learn to pray, to learn to make a wish to the world, right? To learn to just close your eyes and to tell yourself what it is that you want. By letting yourself know these things, you're also reminding yourselves of what is important in life, right? What is it that you care about? What is it that you want out of life? And why do you want it? And why does it matter to you, right? So make a request. Make a request for health, for happiness, for love, for the well-being of your family or people that you care about, for an end to war, for an end to climate change, or for a world that cares a little bit more for animals, and so on and so forth. Learn to hold your own feelings inside of yourself and to sit with your feelings and to recognize that they are there. In this act, which can help you develop your own introverted feeling. Carl Jung believed that there was a function known as introverted feeling, and with introverted feeling he meant the capacity for people to hold and manage and deal with and engage with their own emotions, their own feelings, their own values, their own desires, their likes and dislikes. What he could speculate on with this function was that a lot of people don't really know how to manage or cope with the fact that they have feelings in the first place. A lot of people don't honor or allow themselves to have bigger dreams or visions or expectations, thinking that they can only entertain the rational, can only deal with what they can prove, can only manage, can only accept, can only admit what it is that is logically feasible, right? But with introverted feeling, he said, people develop the conscious capacity to manage and accept that they have personal dreams and wishes and desires and things that they have simply for themselves, simply because they are and because they exist, right? And now I want to ask myself, why do we have this? Why do we have this capacity? Why do we have this cognitive function? Why can we do these things? And what's the purpose of these things, right? Well, one purpose is by simply managing and improving your emotional well-being. Because people who don't do these things, people who don't admit to these things, people who don't allow themselves to have hope, cannot manage or deal with sense of hopelessness or powerlessness. A lot of people out there in the world today feel stressed out by work, stressed out by life, and overwhelmed by what's happening in the world. And of course, while they to some extent can pretend it's not there, that it doesn't exist and it's not happening, it's still there. And they still feel the weight of it every day. And that's why they're so tired, so stressed, and so tense all the time, right? And in this act of introverted feeling and this act of sitting in prayer or by sitting with yourself, or by journaling, or by writing, or by simply admitting to yourself what it is that you want, and what it is that you feel, and what it is that you care about, you let go of that stress, you let go of that tension, and you feel to some extent that you can finally relax and come into yourself, recognizing that, hey, I'm a person, I'm a human being, I'm sometimes weak, I'm not always strong, I'm sometimes afraid, I'm not always bold, and so on and so forth. And I'm allowed to do these things because I'm a human, and because that's a part of being a human, right? And to some extent, that's the most vulnerable thing that you can do. And to some extent, that's something that's going to make you a stronger person too. Because it's easier then, after you've done these things, to go out tomorrow and keep fighting, and to keep pushing yourself, and to keep working a little bit harder in what you do, because you've allowed yourself a moment of weakness, you've allowed yourself to feel hope, and you've allowed yourself to voice what it is that you really want. And now there's more motivation there, more meaning there, more purpose there, and a stronger sense of self-respect and self-love too. And all of these things, they help make life a little bit more bearable and a little less overwhelming. At least that's how I see it. Have you ever prayed? And for what? Try it out and see how it feels, and see if it makes tomorrow a little bit easier. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next video.